Hey guys, welcome. So good to have you here. I'm Beck Sands. I am a visibility mentor for women, and I support women to become confidently visible so that they can put life-changing work out into the world. I help women to tap into their creativity and their uniqueness so that they can attract more clients and opportunities and support others. So, today, my topic that I'm going to be sharing with you is why being confidently visible is going to help you grow your business. Now, this feels like a really obvious topic for me, but sometimes I think that we need to hear things again and again, sometimes before they can really sink in and resonate. And I know that that's the case for me. I often will hear something and it will, I've heard it many times before and it will land at the right time that I need to hear it. So if that's you, I am so here for that. And I am so glad that you're here as well, listening to this right now. So, um, being confidently visible can feel super challenging, particularly doing it consistently. I mean, we can show up once and then it's done. But doing it consistently can feel super, super challenging. It can feel energy draining. It can feel time consuming. And particularly when we're building like a personal brand kind of business where it does take a while to see the results sometimes. And, sometimes we can feel like we're showing up and talking into the ether. And it's not the case. Like, even if no one shows up, no effort is wasted, and you're honing and refining your message and your skills. And you never know how many people are watching and resonating with your content. So, that is just a little pep talk if you're feeling like, oh God, again, do I have to do this? Or you're feeling really deflated that your content isn't getting into, the ears and the eyes of the people that you really want it to, and you feel like it's taking a really long time to get traction. I want you to know that, keep going, because maybe it's just that you need to tweak and refine that message a little bit further, or maybe you need a little bit more experience in speaking, or maybe it's that, you're still getting your message out there and you do need to do it consistently, and it can take time. So, if that's where you're at right now, keep going. I really encourage you to, because it is such great experience, even if no one's watching or no one's listening at this stage. Just keep doing it, because you are refining your message, you're refining your voice, you're also building really incredible skills and disciplines that will serve you when you have lots of clients and when you're fully booked out. Because I can tell you, it doesn't get easier to show up in the way that you don't just all of a sudden get heaps and heaps of time that you can just dedicate to it. It's still, you do still have to have that discipline and that consistency, even when you've got lots of followers, even when you've got lots of clients, even when you've got lots of people watching you. That consistency and that discipline is built when you have no followers. So keep going. I really urge you to. It's, epic what you're going to be creating. And I know that the world needs to hear your voice, and particularly as you refine it again and again. So keep going. Okay. So I want to share a little bit about what some of the challenges are and have been for me, and what the reality looks like for me, even though I am at a stage in my business. I'm 5 years into my business. I've had many iterations of my business, and it has evolved so much over time. My content has evolved over time. I feel like my skill has evolved a lot over time. I've launched programs. I've launched online programs. I have worked with like probably close to 100 one-on-one clients right now. I have, like to date, sorry, I have, booked out my business. I've got heaps of consulting clients, and I do show up regularly, and still the reality for me every day looks like this. So I still procrastinate like hell. I procrastinated, doing these videos. I'm batching 4 videos at the moment as we speak. And I know that's like the dream, right? For anyone building like a personal brand business as a coach or consultant, that you can batch content and that you can get the time and capacity to kind of batch content. And I've been getting better and better at that and carving out the space and time to be able to do that, mainly to maximize the use of my time so that, every 4 weeks I might do 4 videos in one go and then put it out there. And then I can, focus my weeks on other kind of content creation, like my book that I'm writing at the moment called Confidently Visible, a guide to putting life-changing work out into the world. So, yeah, there's so many things that you can do with your time, and it's really about managing it smartly. But I still procrastinate. So before this, I was like, okay, maybe I should have some lunch before I do it. Maybe I'll make another cup of tea. Maybe I should reply to those emails. And then I'm like, now I'm like on crunch time because I've actually got to go out in 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay, you've got to film 4 videos, go. So, there is this kind of real propensity to procrastinate, even when you've got all the time and space. So, know that that is a thing, and, that can still happen. So, if you're there, it's totally normal. And, sometimes like a bit of a deadline and putting it into your diary and scheduling is the way to go about it. And just having that, like that goal of like, I need to get those 4 videos done today. And that's my content for 4 weeks, and just not giving yourself another choice but to do that content consistently. And it can be as simple as that. I waste time scrolling through social media every day. And it's like, even when I should be writing my book, or when I, could really be taking a break, I often will, when I lose focus, I'll often pick up my phone and scroll through Instagram. And so that is, a little habit that I have curbed a lot. And I am pretty disciplined at creating before I get on social media. And then I'll give myself little social media breaks throughout the day that I can scroll. But it tends to be when I'm like, my brain's getting tired and I'm losing focus and I'm a bit over it. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to scroll through social. So, there's definitely a discipline to be had around that. But if that's something you're doing, I'm with you. It's a challenge not to, particularly when you're on there for business. I second guess all of my work and my ideas before finally going screw it and putting it out there at like 80 or 90%, even when I feel like it's not perfect and I want it to be perfect. I will still like second guess all of it, and I'll be like, oh, is that going to resonate? And you can really, it can really become paralysis, and paralysis by analysis. So we can really get stuck in our head around content and kind of go, oh God, is anyone going to resonate with that? Look, you don't know what people are going to resonate with. Let me be completely honest with you. Some of the posts that I've been like, oh no, that's not going to resonate at all, have been my most popular pieces of content. And so you don't know, like, just, pre-plan content as much as you can. So if you're out walking and you have an idea, write it down. I like to have content pillars that really supports me. So, the 3 areas in which I support my clients the most, which is confidence, strategy, and action when it comes to becoming confidently visible and building their personal brands. And that's also my unique signature coaching method that I take my clients through. And those are my content pillars. And so there's so much content that could come under confidence, strategy, and action. And so when I use that as a guide, that will really help me to hone and refine that content. And it stops me from second guessing it so much. And also just put it out there. Like, as long as it doesn't make you feel terrible, like it's not oversharing something that still feels like it's from a wound that's still open, then it's okay. Like, put it out there. If you feel like, as long as you're coming from the intention that I feel like this is going to support people, this is going to support someone, this is going to help my ideal client, this is going to help my audience, then go for it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I change my mind all the time, and I get shiny object syndrome, and I do that all the time. So I will, often I'm like, every 3 months, I'm like, I want to rebrand my whole business, or like, I want to, launch a whole new, like, offering, or I want to change my bio, or, and look, there is definitely room for iteration, and it's great to have iteration, but sometimes you got to stick to something for a while. And, like as long as you're enjoying it and you feel like that's where you can really support and serve your clients, it's like stick to it. And so I am on a journey now in my business where I feel like I've really landed on what I know that I can support my clients with, and where I know my experience is for the last 15 years. My background is PR. I know I can support people to become confidently visible. I'm doing it, myself alongside my clients. And so that's where I'm at. And so, yeah, now I feel like I am in a really good place with that and not getting so much shiny object syndrome. But sometimes it can be another form of procrastination too. Like, I need that course. I need to, learn another thing before I can put my work out there. And often it's like, you just need to put your work out there. Just stop consuming other stuff and just put your work out there, and at least do that first, at least do it first. So, yeah, but, I do it too. So there you go. I also, yeah, I get the urge to rebrand every 6 months before I get, because I get bored in my business. So, like I said before, sometimes I feel like, oh, this isn't having the impact that I want, or, I'm just bored of this topic. And so I'm like, let's rebrand everything. Let's go for a new target audience or something like that. And it's like, no, just reel it back in. Like, let's just focus on this stuff. It takes time. And, you do need to be consistent with your messaging for more than like 6 weeks to get results in your business. Okay. I hold myself back from fear of being judged. And, for fear of, someone's going to think, like, even, I'm scared someone's going to think something of me. And it's like, who cares? Who cares if someone thinks something of your post? It just means you've triggered them. They've probably seen something in them that they want to create themselves, and you're highlighting that in them, that they haven't yet done that thing. So don't even worry. It's, other people's opinions are not your concern. And so this is where we don't want this to be holding us back from putting ourselves out there and from being more visible, because the rewards are so incredible for breaking through that barrier and actually doing it. And the rewards for not just for yourself, but also for your clients, for your audience, even for people that never work with you. I'm sure you're supporting so many people with your content. And so you want to continue to do that. And to do that, don't worry about what others think. I also often I feel like I need to do another course or get another degree or like learn more before I can do the thing, before I can even like take on the project, or before I can create the course, or before I can put my voice out there. And it's like, it doesn't matter how many degrees you have, like at the end of the day, you still got to do the thing. You still got to put your voice out there. You have enough experience. Like, whatever the experience that you have is, that's enough to help people with the things that you have achieved already and what people are needing to achieve for themselves. So you can support your clients in that way. So, like, even though I have all these things, I do all these things, and I have to reel myself back in regularly. Even despite that, I've still created a really successful, thriving, multi-six-figure business. I've done it very imperfectly. I've done it, while feeling all the feels. I've done it, you know, while sometimes not showing up as consistently as I'd like. I've done it even through times when I've had medical, PTSD and trauma. I've learned how to take care of myself through that time. I have, even when I haven't shown up, I've gotten back up the next day after that. And then I've shown up the next time, So be kind to yourself, be compassionate to yourself. Just because, like, when you hit a certain income bracket or when you hit a certain level of success, like, you don't, like, all of a sudden, like, you don't become a robot. You're still human. Things will still, you'll still feel emotions, and things will still continue to come up. But it's just about like moving through those, holding on to that bigger vision of what you're creating and why you're doing it. And then when you get those beautiful comments that say, oh my God, you supported me so much, that's when you can kind of go, oh, okay, this is really worth it, and really anchor into that. And if you're not getting those comments yet, if you're not getting people resonating with your content, if you're not getting people resonating with what it is that you're saying, all it means is that you just, you want to refine your message a little bit more, or you want to refine your ideal client like a little bit more, so that you know who it is that you're speaking to. And it doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't mean anything about you at all. It just means you've got a little bit of work to go. And so stay on the path, stay on the journey. And yeah, I'm so grateful that you're here watching. I'm so grateful that you've listened. And I really hope that, this has supported you in some way. Thank you so much for watching. And that's all I've got for you today. So if you haven't already, make sure you sign up to my email list. So I send weekly emails to support you to become confidently visible and grow a thriving business, whatever that looks like for you. And you can do that at becksands.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a beautiful day.